Thank you for choosing Automation Products Group. APG warrants our products as defect-free in material and workmanship under normal use for your return, repair, or recalibration needs. Services are offered for 24 months after APG's shipment date. Some products may be serviced beyond that period, so please contact APG for more information. All products being returned must be approved in advance by APG through our Return Material Authorization or RMA process. Once the RMA number is assigned, you must thoroughly clean, package, and return the product to APG in a timely manner. Preparing for product repair through proper cleaning and packaging is vital. This will avoid cleaning fees and help you receive swift, quality service through our RMA process. We ask that you ensure your product is properly prepared according to these instructions. If you are returning products in any of the following categories, please pay attention to our special instructions for your product. For hammer unions, please be cautious about cleaning near diaphragms and connection points. The diaphragm at the bottom of the hammer union is especially sensitive. Never spray, scrub, touch, or scrape the diaphragm surface during cleaning. The connection points can be found on top of the sensor. Ensure this portion never gathers moisture. Notice how your hammer union has drain holes around the connection point to ensure liquids remain out of the area. Be aware of these two aspects of hammer union cleaning to ensure your product is not harmed during the cleaning process. You should use the washing method described later for these products. When wiping down a pressure transducer, the sensor as well as the cable must be wiped thoroughly. Preventing moisture collection on sensitive points while wiping is vital. Do not cut the cable, and ensure no moisture touches the exposed wiring at the cable end. Ensure the connector at the top of the transducer is protected from moisture as well. Gauge units have small, vented holes on the side of the can. Be certain no moisture enters these holes. Do not pull, bend, or vigorously move the cable where it enters the product, particularly on exposed potted units. Instead, neatly bundle the cable and tie it. The diaphragm will be at the bottom of the unit, possibly exposed. Do not touch, scrape, spray, or scrub the diaphragm or connection points. Finally, we request any thread be cleaned and free of debris. When washing a submersible pressure transducer, the diaphragm may be exposed. There may be a cage around the diaphragm to protect it. With or without the cage, never touch, directly spray, or scrape the diaphragm. Ensure the cage is cleaned as well. Do not cut the cable when returning the product. Do not pull, bend, or vigorously move the cable where it enters the product. Wipe the cable down, ensuring no moisture reaches exposed cable wires or vented tubes. Cables should be neatly bundled and wire tied. Place your PT500 in a sealable plastic bag before shipping. This prevents contamination during the RMA process. Please make sure any thread is cleaned and free of debris. Please remove all batteries. APG will return the product with new batteries. Ensure any exposed internal components are not exposed to moisture. The diaphragm in the process connection should not be touched, scraped, etc. while cleaning. When wiping down an ultrasonic sensor, wipe the cable down thoroughly. Do not let any moisture meet the exposed wire at the end of the cable. Cables should be neatly bundled and wire tied. The connector area should not be exposed to moisture while cleaning. Please ensure any thread is cleaned and free of debris. Please slide the float down the probe to ensure all surfaces are washed while cleaning. While doing this, make sure not to damage the float. Ensure the connector area is protected from moisture. Never expose this area to moisture, even when it is covered by the plug the sensor was sent with. When washing a flexible sensor, be sure to minimize the bending angle between the rigid stem at the top and bottom of the sensor and the flexible stem in between. Sharp bends at those points could damage the sensor. A good rule of thumb is to never bend these parts of the sensor further than 10 degrees. To protect the health and safety of our employees, all of APG's products must be thoroughly cleaned and sanitized prior to being returned. All products returned to APG must be clean and free of any hazardous materials or potentially hazardous materials like oil, gas, and chemical applications, as well as microbial life such as viruses, fungi, bacteria, and spores found in wastewater. Our products are best cleaned using either a washing or wiping method. Determine which method you will use by what type of product you have. The washing method is best for hammer unions, submersible pressure transducers, and level probes. The wiping method is best for products that are not completely sealed against environmental moisture, non-submersible pressure transducers, pressure gauges, and ultrasonics. This method is used for the following product types: hammer unions, submersible pressure transducers, and level probes. For this example, we will be using one of APG's hammer unions, but this method applies to all sensors that require this method of cleaning. Each of our products has a sensitive sensor area where awareness and care should be maintained during all handling, cleaning, and packaging. Find where these are located on your product by reviewing the product-specific cleaning instructions section relevant to your sensor. Failure to carefully handle sensitive areas of the products could result in damage and void the warranty. When preparing a product for return, remove the entire product from service. Be mindful of connection points. Please ship the product in its entirety back to APG the way we shipped the product to you. Do not alter the product, as this will void product warranty and could cause problems during troubleshooting. Next, gather cleaning supplies. Consider the mild dish soap Dawn or DFE Alpha Industrial Cleaner to remove accumulated residue. CLR works well for removing mineral residue such as hard water stains or sediment deposits on steel fittings. Sterilizing cleaners are recommended for destroying all forms of microbial life found in products used in a wastewater tank, unsanitary environment, or sewers. If a sink is not readily available, use a container sized to accommodate your product. Place the product in the container, fill with the water cleanser mix to a depth where the product is sitting in the mixture without submerging any electronic connections or vented cable ends. Be mindful when cleaning around connection points, as moisture could enter the product. Allow the product to soak for a few minutes, shaking the product in the water to remove loose residue and debris. Lightly wash the main body of the product using a soft scrubbing device like a toothbrush, silicone brush, or sponge. Be mindful of product diaphragm and connection points. You can also lightly spray the product, but do not spray directly at the diaphragm or connection points. Never spray, scrub, touch, or scrape the diaphragm surface during cleaning. Repeat process until all debris has been washed away. Once the residue has been removed, rinse the product off in clean water to remove the cleaner. Your product is now clean. Allow it to air dry before preparing to ship back to APG. Any product returned to APG showing evidence of hazardous material or potentially hazardous material may lead to delays, a cleaning fee, or the product being disposed of with no refund or credit being provided to the buyer. This method is used for the following product types: pressure transducers, pressure gauges, and ultrasonics. Each of our products has a sensitive sensor area where awareness and care should be maintained during all handling, cleaning, and packaging. Find where these are located on your product by reviewing the product-specific cleaning instructions section relevant to your sensor. Failure to carefully handle sensitive areas of the products could result in damage and void the warranty. Products that are not completely sealed against environmental moisture should not be submerged or placed under running water during cleaning. As an alternative, these sensors should be cleaned with a rag or cloth that has been dampened using water and a light detergent or cleaner if desired. Moisture should not be left on the sensor surfaces, and care should be taken around electrical and process connections to make sure no internal components are exposed to moisture. Any product returned to APG showing evidence of hazardous material or potentially hazardous material may lead to delays, a cleaning fee, or the product being disposed of with no refund or credit being provided to the buyer. Utilize double wall packaging or ship larger quantities in a wooden crate. This will reduce the likelihood of damage or loss of product while in transit. Please note, any crate used for product shipment will be returned when your product ships back to you. Individual boxes or packaging filler should be used to protect all products in shipping boxes or crates. Bubble wrap is not recommended for heavier units, as shipping movement will diminish its level of protection over time. When items are prevented from moving during transit, the chances of damage to the product and the shipping box goes down. Please contact our sales department if you need recommendations for properly packaging your products. We are happy to help, as the packaging will be utilized when your product ships back to you. It is an honor to have earned your trust and to provide not only products to solve your measurement applications, but services for calibration and warranty. By ensuring your product slated for return has an RMA number and that it has been thoroughly cleaned and packaged, your product will be able to go through our RMA process with no delay. Please visit our website at apgsensors.com. Contact a member of our sales team by phone at 877-373-5940 or email sales@apgsensors.com to learn more about our warranty service coverage or calibration services.